G'day, g'day! Welcome back to the channel. My name's Cavill and welcome to Lord Alador Gaming. We are back for the Sekiro playthrough. We are currently working our way through the Dragon Purification ending, and we've just recently defeated Great Shinobi Owl. So, I'd like to welcome everybody to the stream. You're probably all wondering why I didn't stream on Wednesday. I actually go into this in depth in my new podcast, The Dragon's Lair, or The Lair. I haven't quite decided on the name yet. We will figure that out. I want to basically say that I had a bit of a personal issue on the Wednesday. Something was stolen from me. Police were involved, and essentially the banks were involved as well. But everything got handled and sorted, and this particular stream got pushed to tonight. So, I actually talk about it more in depth in the first episode of my podcast. So it is on the channel, so feel free to check it out. It is a bit long. I am going to be working on making it a bit smaller and a bit more focused. And from there, hopefully we'll start exploring things that I enjoy and like. Books, movies, games, anime. We will be discussing all those things, including like fan theories I enjoy. The next episode, I am planning on exploring the Darth Jar Jar theory from Star Wars. Something that is very interesting for me to explore. So, let me just have a quick think. We will be starting the stream very, very shortly to continue Sekiro. So, if we remember correctly, I've just defeated Great Shinobi Owl. We are going to eavesdrop and discuss things with Kuro, and just one second. Got a lot of reverb. Weird. Anyway, so we'll be discussing things with Emma. We'll be discussing things with Lord Kuro, and then what we'll be doing is following the steps that we need to activate the Dragon Purification ending. So we'll be discussing things with the Divine Child of Rejuvenation, and then hopefully we'll be reaching Fountainhead Palace and the very, very strange things that happen in that palace. I'm getting some weird reverb in my headset. Otherwise, it should be fine. All right, so let's get stuck into this. Alrighty. So, if we remember correctly, Great Shinobi Owl has just been defeated. First try. I have 28 skill points that I can spend, but as I've mentioned previously, this run is very technically based. I'm not trying to run an overpowered build. I'm just trying to show that through just pure knowledge of how the bosses behave, you can just easily beat them using the basic attacks and basic deflects. I will be farming for gear for a few of the enemies that are coming up eventually, but that's not really a priority right now. I've got 435 sen, so I can't really afford anything anyway, so let's get stuck in. So we are back at the top of Shino Castle. Wow, I am struggling with my words at the moment. That's awesome. Just one second. Right, so let's go and have a chat. We'll save here. The good news is, I think I've solved the audio problems that I was experiencing. Well, it turns out, oh, wait. I should probably change over to second. So, the echo that I was experiencing, the webcam microphone was active. And that was what was causing that weird echoing that we were experiencing. So I've tweaked that. I've also tweaked the gain of my microphone. It seems to be working fine now. And should be coming through loud and clear. I've even had to move my microphone back because it was a bit loud if I get too close. Alright, so let's get this thing moving. So we'll have a chat with Emma.
タケル様が故郷より持ってこられた床桜、その枝を倒り花を持ち去った者がいます。花をなくした床桜はやがて枯れ果てました。床桜の木そのものが失われてしまったのです。狼殿、ほんの少し
So it looks like Emma doesn't have a lot for us to talk about. 九郎様の不死立ち、どうか叶えて差し上げてください。では。 Alright, so we'll go and have a chat with Kuro.
狼。
ご無事で何より。
フクロウは
切りました。
すまぬ。
九郎様。
すまぬ。
なすべきことをなしたのです。
狼。ありがとう。
父がこれを持っていました。
これは床桜の枝か。そうか。フクロウが持っていたのか。
はい、これでまた一つ源の甲に近づきました。
ああ、そうだな、狼よ。
Okay, so if you remember, in the last fight, we received the Everblossom branch, and that actually gives us access to an optional boss. So what we'll be doing is we'll be having a chat with Kuro. He will want to trigger the Fountainhead sequence, but there are a few things we need to do beforehand. Okay, so just continue chatting.
桜の木のことを聞きました。
おう、どうじゃった。
その桜は床桜と呼ばれるタケル様が宣教より持ってこられた桜ですが、今はもう枯れて残っておらぬようです。
そうか。
ですが何者かが床桜の枝を倒り持ち去ったと言います。
誰がそのようなことを。
Well, thank you to that comment. Yeah, I did have to tweak the volume a whole bunch to get it working again properly.
先に他の子を集めることにしよう。
御意。巫女様、源の甲の花手に入れました。
おお、やはり落ち谷に咲いていたか。
はい、落ち谷の奥に。
そこが源の水の流れが濃い場所だったということか。よく手に入れてくれた、狼よ。
So we'll keep talking to Kuro, just so that we can keep moving.
シャキッとせねば、狼よ。あとは私の血を流す術、それを突き止めるのみだ。我が血を流す術、クズ氏のエマ殿ならば何かわかるやもしれぬ。エマ殿に訪ねてきてくれるか。
This is the part where it's revealed the mortal blade that we picked up earlier is what can cause Kuro to bleed.
お主に尋ねたいことがある。
はい、何でしょうか。
巫女様の血を流す術だ。
何故それを求めるのですか。
宣教に竜の涙を手に入れ不死立ちを果たす。そのためには巫女様の血がいるのだ。
そうですか。
かに流因の巫女の血は尋常の方法では流れません。ですがあなたはそれをなす術をお持ちです。
不思議りか。
はい、こちらを。
So we've been given the Immortal Severance Scrap. Part of the Book of Immortal Severance, left behind by Takaru. With mortal blade in hand, my blood may be shed. With my blood, the aroma will be complete. The divine realm will be in reach. Immortal Severance will be at hand. I must ask Tomoe to assist with the beheading. So that's what it implies, but that's not the goal that we're chasing for this particular playthrough.
タケル様が記されたものか。
はい、不思議りならば流因の巫女の身に傷を負わせ血を流すことも叶うでしょう。
わかった。これで不死立ちがまた一つ進む。巫女様にもお伝えしよう。
はい。
So at this point, we're not actually chasing the Immortal Severance ending. We're chasing the Dragon Purification. There is a third ending that isn't the surer one that we avoided before. It does involve going to Hirata Estate, which is what the Everblossom branch will give us. We're going to be doing that anyway, because it is a nice, fun, optional experience to do. The next step, though, is to engage in a bunch of eavesdropping. Wow, my words at the moment. Essentially, we need to listen in on a bunch of the characters, get access to more information, and then we can use that information to get the ending that we are after. Ugh, words at the moment. Yikes. Okay.
お伝えしたと不思議りならば九郎様の身に傷を負わせ血を流すことが叶うでしょう。
ああ、巫女様にもお伝えしよう。
はい。
See if there's any extra dialogue. There is not. Okay, so let's see if there's any eavesdropping we can do. Survey says yes. Okay. Do this next sequence.
狼、エマ殿に話は聞けたか。
はい。
どうじゃった。何か分かったか。
不思議ならば叶うと。
そうか。不思議りならば私の血を流すことが叶うのだな。
はい。
これで幸の材料は全てであろう。狼よ。
I just have to remember the steps that I have to follow.
狼、不思議りよ。案ずるな。深くは切らぬ。不思議りを抜いてくれぬか。
はい。
すまぬが目を閉じてくれ。
Cool.
もう良いぞ、狼。
大事ありませぬか。
大丈夫。胸のあたりを少し切っただけだ。これが源の好機か。何やら無性に懐かしい。
はい。
どうじゃ、何か変わったことはあるか。
匂いとそれから源の宮、その言葉が頭から離れません。
源の宮、タケル様が書き残されていた通り、そこから宣教に通じているのだろうな。その源の宮への生き方だが、
かぐわしく腰入れ立てまつる香りの石が置かれた祭壇にそう書かれていました。
うん、そなたは源の好機をまとっている。岩戸の奥の腰に入れば源の宮への道が開けるだろう。不死立ちは間近。頼むぞ、狼よ。
御意。
So at this point, we can access. Whoops. We can access Fountainhead Palace. That's not the plan, though. We're gonna clean up a few loose ends first, and then we're gonna go from there. And I've just realized that I keep pausing because I'm hearing myself in my own headphones, and it's kind of throwing me off balance. I'll get better with it, I promise. Okay, so. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we rest here and Emma should move. Or not. Okay. Just gotta remember how to do this. Oh. So Emma, if I remember correctly, is supposed to move because of the branch. And it's meant to create extra data. Just gotta remember how to do this again. Okay, so technically we can go to Fountainhead. We got the sweet rice balls, which is a unique healing item. A sweet sticky rice ball made by Kuro. Slowly grants medium vitality recovery and constant posture recovery over time. Wolf senses it was crafted with feelings of resolve and a reluctance to part ways. Such deep emotions tend to be mumbled to oneself rather than shared. Alright, so what we'll do though, I really have to remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Travel. Let's go see if this works.
Miko no Shinobi, お待ちしていました。さあ、北条。
Okay, I think I need to grab one more of these. So it's a bit more rice, which we saw in the last stream. Pretty sure I just have to consume it, rest, and then come back, and it should generate new dialogue. Okay.
Miko no Shinobi, よくおいでくださいました。
どうした？
大事ありません。それより今お米を。
待て、顔色が優れぬ。ゆっくり休め。
はい、わかりました。
何かあるか？何か？
I think we need to get the persimmons.
欲しいものはあるか？
では。
Yeah.
柿を。
I've forgotten where to pick that up.
柿を食べたいです。
わかった。柿だ。食え。
はい。甘くて。忍びよ。もう大丈夫。
わかった。
豊かな。
Turns out I already picked one up.
礼を言います。
Go past
巫
Calf.
女の忍びよ、いただいた柿のおかげでたくさん実ったようです。よければ流飲の巫女にも。
And this is the rice balls for Kuro.
わかった。
Rice for Kuro. Rice that is spilled forth from the hand of the divine child of rejuvenation. Intended to be a gift for Kuro. Rice is precious. I want nothing more than for the divine heir of the dragon's heritage to get better. Kuro would likely be pleased to receive it. Ooh, I am stumbling today.
巫女のしようこそ。さようならあなたに。
So I'm pretty sure we give that rice to Kuro. He makes something with it. We return here, and then we should be able to trigger the Viscera handovers. So if you remember correctly, in the last stream, we got the dried serpent Viscera and the serpent Viscera. Both of those items are consumed by the Divine Child as part of the Dragon Purification ending. And it's kind of a necessary step that we have to take. So what we'll do is we'll return to Kuro, get that item, return here, and trigger those actions. While I try and remember how to get Emma to move in order to trigger the second Hirata Estate steps. Wow, I'm struggling a bit today. That's alright. Just gotta remember. Again, it's really loud. It's hearing everything. Right.
戻ったか、狼よ。
はい。九郎様に預かり物がございます。
預かり物？
これを。
これは米か。
はい。先方寺の巫女が九郎様にと。
そうか、それはありがたい。良き米と見える。実にツヤツヤしておる。
噛むとはもうございます。
噛む？狼よ。米は炊いて食べた方がうまいぞ。
Kuro makes a point.
そなた、甘いものは好きか？
何でも食べまする。
ならば、嫌いではないのだな。よし。そなたに良いものを作ってやろう。
良いものとは。
それはお楽しみじゃ。
Okay. So I'm pretty sure we rest now. And we get access to the node. Here we go.
待っておったぞ、狼よ。さあ、手を出すがよい。
The sweet rice ball. Sweet sticky rice ball made by Kuro using the rice of the child of rejuvenation. Wow. Slowly grants medium vitality recovery and constant posture recovery over time. Once, when the wolf was starving, his father wordlessly handed him a rice ball. It was astoundingly delicious. As if you remember correctly, Sekiro was an orphan of the battlefield, so his desire to eat anything is totally understandable. This one is sure to taste just as good.
これは。
おはぎじゃ。先方寺の巫女殿にいただいたお米でこさえたのだぞ。さあ、遠慮はいらぬ。食うてみよ。
So I'm pretty sure we have to eat this one. Where are we? Because we've got two different ones now. Pretty sure it's this one. Yep. There we go.
そうであろう、そうであろう。
Okay. Let's have a look here. I've got one more persimmon left for the Divine Child. So we'll head back there.
狼と
Double check here.
狼と御眉間の苦労
Okay. So nothing more from Ella. child. Aside from my fumbles, we're actually going pretty well. Right.
ミコにお米を渡していただけましたか？
あ、もらった米を巫女様がおはぎにしてくださった。
まあ、流院の巫女がご自身でそのようなことを。
とても張り切っておられた。そしてとてもうまかった。
それは良かったです。ああ、そうか。流院の巫女もまた人。
This is the dialogue that triggers the Dragon Purification.
不死立ちもきっと故に迷い、それでも選ばれたのでしょうね。巫女の忍びよ。
Here we go.
一つ聞きたいのですが。
なんだ。
巫女様の名はなんと。
九郎様だ。
九郎様。とても良い響き。いつかお会いしたいものです。巫女の忍びよ、ようこそおいでくださいました。
好機だ。食え。
はい。これを。
そう。
さようなら、あなたの行く。
Okay. You have to bear with me for a minute. I have not done this ending in a while. Just gotta remember the steps. Okay. She's missing, which means she's over here, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this way. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. The Hirata Estate stuff is quite convoluted.
Right. 私はあの方たちを失いたくない。けれど、流院をお返しする道、それを選べば。皆と別れることになるかもしれません。そう言ってくれるのですね。いいえ、皆。あのお方は本当にお優しいのですよ。これを渡してくださったのも。
おい。
巫女の忍びいらしていたのですね。おかげで友達と深く語らうことができました。
墓地の巫女たちか。
はい、それであなたにお伝えしたいことがあります。流院を断つのではなく、あるべき場所にお返しする道について。
流院を返す。
そうです。流院は故郷を放たれ、この日の元に流れ着いたもの。あるべきではない場所にあるべきではないものがある。故に我らのような歪んだ命を生み出そうとする者が絶えぬのでしょう。流院や流院に連なる我らはきっと帰るべきなのです。西へ、神なる竜の故郷へと。ただいかにしてたどり着くか、それがまだわかりません。
定かなことを知る者は。
先方商人ならば、あるいは
それは誰だ。
この先方寺の開祖です。弱いは果たしていかほどか。体内くぐりのうちに こもっています。巫女の忍びよ。
なんだ。
これは不死立ちとはまた異なる道ゆえに無理にとは申しません。もし流因を返す道を望まれるならば、先方上人よりその術を聞き出していただけぬでしょうか。
考えておこう。
So this is the big deviation from the Immortal Severance ending. Basically, this is the trigger point for the Dragon Purification. So we need to travel to one of the graveyards, so right next to the Inner Sanctum, and from there we will find the oldest of the Senpo priests and an item that we need to proceed. So we'll head back and do that. Let's just make sure there's no dialogue left.
巫女の忍びよ。もし流因を返す道を望まれるならば、先方上人よりその術を聞き出していただけぬでしょうか。あのお方は体内くぐりの内にこもっています。
Okay, let's go do that. It's all coming back to me. Alright. So, we're going to go over here. Open up this doorway to the temple. We don't actually care about any of the enemies here. We want to head this way. Yes. Go down here. Through here. Into this dark corridor. Here. Don't hit these guys. Okay. So, you want to go through here, drop down. Yep. Now, I think it's up this way. Maybe not. Nope. I have no memory of this place. It's been like 4 years since I platinumed this. I'm pretty sure it's this direction though. Okay. Yep. Okay. And here we are. The oldest of the High Priests of Senpo Temple. Holy Chapter, Dragon's Return. Sacred Passage on a Sacred Passage on a path to enlightenment. Undying, I pray for the Dragon's return. Undying, lo, let us wait an age, for the divine air to assimilate the cold dragon tears, for the cradle to consume the pair of serpentine fruits. Let the cradle endure, giving him shelter, granting his return to the west. So, that's why we got the serpentine fruits so early, because we wanted to make sure we were a little bit ahead so we don't have to go through the rigmarole of dealing with the serpents. So we'll just head back. We'll trigger the next sequence. Which I'm pretty sure is just resting at the inner sanctum. Nope. Nope. Mob enemies we do not need to deal with. Where are we? It's this way. No? Yes. Here we go. So pretty sure we rest here. And then we give the Divine Child the book that we just received. And then we move forward with giving her these fruits.
巫女の忍びよ、もしや先方商人と会ってきていただけたのですか。
死んでいた。
先方商人は虫つき。何故そのようなことが。
だが書が残っていた。これを
拝見します。なるほど。蛇垣というものを2つくらえば流因の巫女を治めるゆりかごとなれる。そうすれば流因を故郷にお返しすることができる。私がそのゆりかご、私がなりましょう。
お主しかと読んだのだな。
もちろんです。私は越智の巫女のただ一人の生き残り。生中には死にません。巫女の忍びよ、流因を返す道を望まれるならば2つの蛇垣をお持ちください。
心当たりはあるのか。
おそらくは大蛇より取れる肝かと。柿のように赤く染まっていると言います。
So it's funny you asked that. I've kind of already got those ready. So let's rest.
巫女の忍びよ、2つの蛇垣を手に入れられたのですか。
Yep, so we'll give her both of those.
ああ、手に入れ
And
た。
we get to do a little bit of eavesdropping.
若き様、確かに柿とはよく申したものですね。
誠に食らうのか。
もちろんです。そうすれば我が体は流因をお返しするためのゆりかごとなりましょう。ただあなたの前でそれをするのははばかられます。時を置いてまたおいでください。
Okay, so we will rest and we'll do a bit of eavesdropping, and then rest again. We'll have a chat.
巫女の忍
The
び、
Divine Child is changed
そこ
for the
に
experience.
いらっしゃるのですか。
お主、目が。
やはりいらしてくださったのですね。巫女の忍びよ、私はゆりかごとなれたようです。手を取っていただけますか。
ああ、これは。
ひんやりと氷室のようでございましょう。だから 私の涙もこぼれ落ちる間に凍てついてしまう。この氷涙をお授けしましょう。
Frozen tears. Tears that were shed by the divine child of rejuvenation once she became the cradle, but they are but frozen drops. By having Kuro drink both the dragon tears and the frozen tears, the cradling ritual can be performed. Cold dragon tears are just that. So, that's it. That's all we needed to do for the Dragon Purification ending. Pretty simple. We did kind of skip ahead at different points to make sure we had the items we needed. Now I just have to remember how to trigger the Hirata Estate sequence. We'll do that, and then we'll head to the Fountainhead Palace.
氷涙か、もしや。
はい、おそらくは冷たい竜の涙が指すのは竜の涙とともにこの氷涙を飲んでいただくことかと。さすればきっと九郎様にゆりかごに宿っていただくことが叶うでしょう。
Technically, we can head to Fountainhead now, but that's not exactly on the plan. I just have to remember how to do this next part. I think we have to chat with the sculptor.
Makoto no Okamiならば、己の牙の使い道は己で決める。そうした顔になったようじゃな。わしが惚れるのは鬼仏だけじゃ。木の中に見える仏様がいつだって怒ってらっしゃる。見えたままおるよりないじゃろうね。ではな、また。
Okay, so no extra dialogue there. I may have to just quickly check the next step. Like I said, it's been a while. Just bear with me for just a sec. Alright, let's just have a quick look. The Everblossom branch sequence. Oh, the gain is quite loud. You can hear my mechanical keyboard. Alright, so... Alright. It's been years since I've done this, so just give me a sec. Oh, of course. I thought that was what I had to do. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, I figured that was the trigger. Cool, alright. So, let's jump back in. Now that I got that little tiny hint on where I needed to go next. So, we want to go to the old grave. And to do that, we need Kuro's room. And now we get to go through a very complicated sequence of eavesdropping to get this done. Alright, so we'll open this up. So I'm pretty sure it's out this window. Alright, let's have a look. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There should be a couple of guys down here. Yeah. Okay. Just a spear guy. There we go. easily the most annoying enemy there. Alright, we'll deal with this guy. Hey buddy. Done. We'll reactivate the old grave. As you can see, after defeating Great Shinobi Owl, we are now in the middle of the afternoon. And the next sequence will take us to Fountainhead, and then we'll see another state chain, and suddenly it'll be in the evening. Literally, the events of this entire game take place over a course of a day. Right, so the old grave is this way, where the Everblossom was. Right here. As you can see, the tree has been taken out. So, just 1 second. Okay, cool. I was actually just a few steps behind, and a few steps ahead. Alright. Alright. Back to Kuro's room. I'm remembering this stuff, finally. Which is super fun. Alright. So one more talk with Kuro.
狼よ、私のおはぎは
And
ど
we'll
う
do
じ
a
ゃっ
bit
た
of eavesdropping, and that should trigger the events that I need.
であろう。幼き頃から菓子を作るのが好きで
There we go.
な。平田のお屋敷でもよく炊事場に入り込んでいたものだ。い
Nice.
ずれいとまができたら茶屋でも開くかの。
Okay. Now we should have a second eavesdrop. Yep. So he's talking with Emma. Okay. Talk to Emma again.
狼殿、よくぞ参られました。
And then I'm pretty sure we rest and she moves.
狼殿、ボン・ミケ、クローズ。では、
Okay.
また。
So if we rest now, she should be at the top of the stairway. Hey, there we go. Right, so she's up here now. We can trigger the next sequence.
なすべきことなさねば。
This is the second major ending
そうおっ
divergence.
しゃっていた。おそらく何か秘められている。
そうですか。
どうした？
タケル様の記録に解釈という言葉がありました。
ああ、
おそらく解釈と流因の巫女の命とともにその不死を断ち切ること。
なんだと？
このまま不死立ちの道を歩まれるならば不思議りで九郎様を。
巫女様のお命を絶たねばならぬ。
はい、不死立ちこそが九郎様の望み。それは承知しています。ですが狼殿、九郎様を殺さぬ道がないものでしょうか。
流因は常ならぬ力、そのような道もあるやもしれぬ。
ならば狼殿、九郎様を殺さぬ道、それを共に探ってはいただけませぬか。
So you've got 3 different endings. Kuro is fixated on the immortal severance. He's willing to sacrifice himself in order to make sure the dragon's heritage doesn't spread and corrupt the lands. You've got Emma with the second ending, where she doesn't want Kuro to die. And this is cultivating a way of saving him from that decision. And then you got the third ending, the Dragon Purification, which is the ending we've chosen for this run, which involves saving the essence of the dragon's heritage and returning it to the West. Slightly more complicated, but they're the three primary endings of the game. And in this sequence, we're going to provide the option of that second ending, just so that we have a few optional bosses. There are a few steps to take for it, and we will work our way through them now. And it's all about the Everblossom branch.
手がかりを探らねばな。
はい。そうか。巴殿の狼殿。私に一つ心当たりがあります。調べを進め、分かったことがあればお伝えしましょう。
ああ。
それからこのこと。
巫女様には伏せておく。
So, this is a plot in secret to save Kuro's life. And we need to figure out how to do that.
狼殿、私に一つ心当たりがあります。調べを進め、分かったことがあればお伝えしましょう。
ああ。
それからこのこと。
巫女様。はい。
Okay.
狼。
So we'll rest. This sculptor's idol, which should trigger some new dialogue.
狼殿、九郎様を殺さぬ道、その手がかりをつかみました。これを。
Tomoe's note. A note written in Tomoe's soft handwriting. Ugh. Lord Takaru coughs are worsening still. Returning to the divine realm is hopeless, and I wish to only sever the dragon's heritage and restore his humanity. Restoration requires the Everblossom and the Mortal Blade, and yet I cannot acquire the latter. It was hidden by the High Priest of Senpo Temple, who has no desire to sever the immortal ties. So it's interesting, you've got all these groups that are chasing immortality. Wow, words. So basically they're all chasing immortality. They've all got their different methods. The Senpo Temple chose the path of the centipede for immortality. You saw it with the Guardian Ape and the monks of the Senpo Temple. You've got the Dragon Heritage, which is driving the motivations of Owl and Genichiro. And then you've got Emma and the Divine Child seeking alternate paths in order to sever that immortality. So it's an interesting sort of lore discussion that we can have for it. The next steps are going to explain how they come to the second option. So. And I just hit my green screen. Oh, let's just fix that. Am I? Yep, that's better.
タケル様が宣教より持ってこられた桜です。ですが、何者かが枝を倒り、花を持ち去り、床桜はやがて枯れ果てました。床桜の木そのものが失われてしまったのです。
木そのものがない。当然に床桜の花もないか。
はい。ですが、持ち去られた枝には花がついていた。それが見つかれば、あるいは。
Funny you asked that.
床桜の枝とは。
Here it is.
父が持っていたのだ。
フクロウ殿が。ですが、花はもうないようですね。
どうした？い
え、床桜があった頃のことを思い出そうとしているのですが。 どうも記憶がおぼろげなのです。お二人のお墓を。
何？
床桜の後にあるタケル様と巴殿のお墓を参ってみようと思います。何か思い出せるか
And
も
that's
しれ
why I
ま
went
せ
to
ん。
the old grave before. Right, so we'll rest here. And we'll head to the old grave. Just so that Emma can move. She's done. We'll head to the old grave. To trigger the next part of the sequence. So this is where it gets interesting. So you had Lord Takaru, Lady Tomoe, and the sculptor. They were the three of the previous cycle dealing with the dragon's heritage. And in this particular ending, we are we're heading back down the same path to understand what they did wrong, and try and figure out a different solution. So we'll head through here, and Emma will be by the graves.
何故そのような道しか。
おい、
狼殿、いらしていたのですね。
何か思い出せたか？
いいえ、あいにく何も。
何もか。
はい、思い出せずすみません。私の古い友ならばその頃のこと何か覚えているかもしれません。あれ寺で少女と会ってきます。
少女？
仏師殿の古い名です。
And this is the other reason we're doing this now. After Fountainhead, you lose access to a whole bunch of NPCs, like the sculptor. And there's a good reason for it. And we will be covering that before the end of the game. So, we'll just exhaust any existing dialogue, and then we'll move to the dilapidated temple.
あの頃、私と源一郎殿はよくここを訪れていた。床桜の下で、タケル様が笛を吹かれ、巴殿が舞われる。それを見るのがたまらなく好きだった。私の
I'm
古
going
い
to adjust
友
my
なら
audio
ば
settings again.
その頃のこと何
Gain
か
is
覚えてい
way
る
too
かもし
high.
れません。あれ寺で少女と会ってき
You'll
ます。
literally hear me scraping my nail on the control.
あの頃、床桜の下で
So we've learnt that Emma and Genichiro would come and see Lord Takaru entertaining Lady Tomoe.
たまらなく私のあれ寺で
Alright, so we'll head to the dilapidated temple. Dilapidated. Or enunciation. And we'll listen in. Then we'll do some eavesdropping. And then we'll listen in again. And then it's a one-way trip to Hirata Estate again. Alright. Let's go listen in.
狼殿いらしたのですね。
武士殿からは何か聞けたか？
いいえ、これといって人帰りについて何か別の手がかりを探さねばなりません。
Okay, so apparently the sculptor couldn't help.
九郎様はずっと流因の巫女であることに縛られておいででした。そこから解き放たれ、ただ人として生きていただきたい。それを願うばかりです。
And then we'll talk to the sculptor, and he'll tell us the same thing.
「
And this is feeding into the fact that this is a karmic cycle. The sculptor was the shinobi of the previous cycle. It's why he's so familiar with the prosthetic and how he knows how to upgrade it. It also leads to how the story ends for the sculptor, and we will explore that when we get to that. A subtle hint. Okay, so what that means is we run around here and we do a bit of eavesdropping. And this is where the truth comes out. So, both of them lied to us. So we're going to go and confront them. We'll learn a little bit of stuff, and then we'll go back to Hirata Estate. Hello, Emma. Care to share something?
いらしたのですね。
武士殿からは何か聞けたか。
いいえ、これといって人帰りについて何か別の手がかりを探さねばなりません。
We'll ask about what we overheard.
いずれかが死なねばならぬ。それはどういうことだ。
聞いていたのですか。
教えてくれ。
Shinobi.
私は見たのです。あの日、床桜の木の下で巴殿が自尽されようとしたの。
なぜ自尽など。
巴殿はこう言っていました。流因の血を受けた不死はその主を縛ると。
人帰りのためには流因の血を受けた者が死なねばならぬか。
はい、その通りです。
だが人帰りもならなかった。
はい、不思議りがなかったためでしょう。私は九郎様を、そしてあなたも失いたくはない。どの道も行き止まりなのです。
Interesting. So basically, of the three endings, one involves Kuro dying, the second involves Sekiro dying, the third, the Dragon Purification, is the only way that everybody lives, in a manner of speaking.
何を隠している。
それ聞いてしまったのですね。
教えてくれ。なすべきことをなす。
That's better.
巫女様と同じようにそうしたいのだ。
これを。
The father's bell charm. A bell charm previously owned by the owl. The owl held this bell for a long time, offering it at the dilapidated temple. Offering it at the dilapidated temple may result in a different memory than before. There's no way of knowing why this protective bell exists. Perhaps the owl kept it for himself, or perhaps he meant to give it to someone else. Yeah, hearing myself in my own headphones is throwing me off a little bit. Alright, so now we have the charm. We can return to Hirata.
フクロウ殿の亡骸からこぼれ落ちたものでしょう。フクロウ殿とあなたは縁が深 それを備えればまた異なる記憶が見られるやもしれません。
備えてみよう。
どういった記憶かは分かりません。ですがそれはフクロウ殿が持っていたもの。どうかお気をつけて。
So, now we get to see what actually happened at Hirata Estate. We will get to fight 2 mini-bosses and a second version of Al, which is slightly more interesting than the first version. It also has one of the more recognized difficult mini-bosses in the game, and you'll see why shortly. It's usually not a problem though, as long as you get in quick and give the particular mini-boss no chance to act, because if you do, your problems multiply pretty badly. Alright, so let's return. Now I know I titled this Fountainhead Palace. I am hoping to get there by the end of the episode. So, if we remember correctly, in Hirata Estate, the house that is currently on fire is where Al died originally. That is not the case in this true recollection. Through that doorway, the burning archway, is one of the tougher mini-bosses in the game, because you've got environmental hazards all around, and you've got a boss that can summon minions. If you give him the chance, he will swamp you with minions. If you apply pressure, don't give him any chance to react, you can generally beat him pretty quick. So my plan is to run in, focus solely on the lone shadow, and make sure he has no chance to whistle, or I'll die pretty quickly. Let's do it.
ほう、話が違うではないか。お主、何故いいと。まあいい。始末すれば、つじつまも合うというものよ。
Stage 1 down. Just gotta keep the pressure on him. Nope. There we go. There we go. Boom. Yeah, that guy is a pain. A gigantic pain. If you let him whistle, he basically summons dogs, and they chase you all around the map. And it becomes very difficult to manage multiple foes. So, you beat him quick, and that's it. And we get a preppy. So now we just got to work our way the next sequence. We have a drunkard to fight, and then after the drunkard, we have the Allfather fight. So, let me just check something quickly, and then we'll get stuck in. Okay. Alright. Let's get stuck back in. Yeah, you really have to focus on him really quickly. Alright. Now we have to go this way. Ow. Get some fulminated mercury. Just gonna run past these guys. Really don't want to deal with any of them. Nope, no thank you. Press keys. Ow. There we go. Quick reset. Right. So, let's work our way through. We still have the puppeteer thing active. Oh, hey buddy. Ow. Really don't have time to deal with these guys. Use a bit of stealth to get past these guys. We do not want to aggro any of them, because there's lone shadows on the roofs, and there's guys there. So we'll stealth our way through this section to get to the next part of the fight, which is just through there. So the next sequence, we want to puppeteer the lone shadow that is by the drunkard. Let those two fight while we deal with all of the guys around in the perimeter, and after that we'll get to the big boss fight for this particular stream. So we want to run all the way around here. Let's go to think. So need to get in quick. If anywhere, this is where I'll die. This is a rough fight. Okay. It's interesting that the minions do not trust Al at all. They don't trust him because he's a shinobi. This is probably the only time the finger whistle comes in handy. So what we want to do, keep him targeted. We want to equip the finger whistle, because the finger whistle, the one thing it does is summon enemies from a distance. So we'll get him to come across here. Puppeteer him. And deal with Juzo. Ow. How did he hit me for? Excuse me. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Kinda knew that was gonna happen. Damn archers. That's right. I'll go and deal with this guy next. Is that both the archers down? I think it is. poison in. Wait for that to cool down. It's going to be a chance to stop. Oh! No. He's just going to keep reapplying it, isn't he? Right. Do I have... I do. Right. So try and deal with this guy. Break. Ah! Excuse me. Ouch. Jeez. Alright. You can tell I haven't fought one of these guys in a while. Ow. Heal, heal. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, okay. Nope, nope. Excuse me. Right down. Alright, come on. Ouch. It's alright there. Oh, nope. Ow. Oh, damn. It's alright. You got this. Oh, I keep getting posture breaking. Nope. Hooray! First try. Boom. We have another Prebi. So we should have our 8th or 9th now. And we've got the one big boss fight for this stream. We'll finish it off. And then we should be able to move to Fountainhead. And we should be pretty close to the end of the stream by then. So, that worked out a little bit better than I thought. What we'll do though is we'll get rid of that. Pick up these items. Okay. I got everything. I think so. Oh, hey guys. Ow. Hey guys. Maybe I shouldn't have come this way. Yes, I just parried a torch. Hey guys. Oh. Nope. Oh, no thanks. Okay. Okay. Get this one guy now. Thank you. That, which was bait that I fell into straight away. Alright, so we will re-enter here. We will clear out the enemies, and then we'll fight our father. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Shinobi hunters targeting me. Ow. Stop, please. Okay. Taking too many risks. Jeez. Alright. Who's behind me? Alright. Where are these guys? Ouch. Please. Oh no. No, no, no. Oh, goddamn. Too many risks. Way too many. Alright. Let's grab this. Now, I haven't fought our father since June, I think it was the 1st or 2nd, in 2024. I have not had a lot of practice with him since. I'm not sure how this fight is going to go. Either go really well, or I will die. A lot. Okay, might as well figure it out. Put a bit of lore for it as well. Like I said, this will either go really well or really bad. Jesus. Let's get my posture under control. Now, this is very similar to the other L fight. It's a little bit different. Lots of similar attacks. Some variations. Like that's one from the last fight. He's added more thrust attacks, which allows him to Kiri. He's not throwing as many shuriken. I say as he throws a shuriken. He definitely wants to space us a bit more. He's definitely using a lot more black powder. Let's make some distance, get my posture back. Nope. Alright, just take it slow, you got this. Okay, not sure what happened there. Take the advantages where we can. black powder today. Alright, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Take it slow. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so we're definitely spamming that attack. Okay. First phase down. Hoorah! Alright. Okay, it's our attack. 3 hits. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Nope, nope. Oh. It's okay. We're good. Okay, where'd you go? Oh. Let's get the push down. Okay, we're good. We're good. Jump. Yeah, we're fine. The hits. Alright, we're good. We're good. Jump. Yeah, that could be a free hit, but I'm not overly fussed. Alright, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Gotta remember this is not one of my no-heal runs. Can heal if I need to. That's only push damage there, that's fine. Thought he'd do that. Alright, we're good. We're good. Take the free hits. Yeah, we're good. Oh, we're okay. That was a bad trade. Heal up. Just keep plugging in. You got this. Oh, almost there. Move up. Take the 3 plus of damage. There we go. No, we're good. We're good. This is a free hit. Move up. Period. There we go! Woo! First try. First try. Not bad after 2 years of not trying. Jesus. That's crazy. But I did it. Hurrah. You know, maybe I am overselling how difficult these bosses are. Okay. So, we just got that. And we now have another memory. Memory, foster father. The battle memory of an extraordinary foe, lingering in the mind of the wolf. Commune with a sculptor's idol, and confront memories of battle to permanently increase attack power. The foster father confronted in old memories was a man in his prime. We also received the aromatic flower. Flowers of the Everblossom that bloomed in an old memory. Grafted by Takaru, who took the branch from the divine realm as a parting relic. One who seeks purification may impart the dragon tears, and these flowers to the divine heir of the dragon's heritage, thus severing the shackle that bind the immortal bearer of the dragon's blood. Alright, so we now have all the items that we need to do any ending, except for the shorter one. And now we have no reason or excuse not to go to Fountainhead. So, I guess it can be said that with bosses in FromSoft games, you just take it slow, learn their patterns, and you can beat them really quite easily. First time, apparently. Not bad for 2 years since I tried. Just had to remember how the boss worked. I don't know. It just worked out. And I used one heal. The next boss, though, once we get to Fountainhead, I may actually struggle. And I know I've said that. I know I've said that for every single boss that I've fought so far in this game, in this particular playthrough. So, alright, well, let us access the memory. We will get a attack power increase. I also realized I did not use the prayer beads to get that upgrade, so I will do that too. So a little bit of life, an extra vitality, sorry, a little extra posture, a little extra attack damage, and then I think we've only got, 4 more prayer beads to get, and I'm not entirely sure where they are. Alright, let's find out. Actually, I might be pretty close to having all of them. Alright, so we'll rest. We will enhance physical attributes. 8th prayer bead necklace. Loose prayer beads strung together in an offering to the sculptor's idol. Increases maximum vitality and posture. A prayer bead necklace befits the shrine. Lone Shadows are the Interior Ministry's most trusted agents. Each of a leader, Masatsuna Oribe, 17 born, has a specialty, from poison to shinobi hands. So that is some of the attacks that we see Lone Shadows have. Right, and now we will enhance attack power. Confront memory, Owl Father. The battle memory of an extraordinary foe. Although distant, recollection of such a memory provides sustenance for the wolf. Owl took in the hungry cub on a whim and raised him as a shinobi. The process was so engrossing that he hoped that they might enjoy true battle to the death, one day, someday. He got his wish, if only in an old memory. So, we got an attack power boost, and that's it. That's the entire Hirata Estate, part 2. I'm pretty sure I have 8 more prayer beads to go. And one more memory? No, two. I have the Divine Dragon. And I have Ishin. And I think there's 2 or 3 mini-bosses after Fountainhead. Oh no, the True Monk as well, which is the next boss when we get to Fountainhead, which is our next destination. Cool. Alright, so we have to think about this. I mean, I suppose we can probably just head there and die a bunch to the True Monk. I don't know. First phase is pretty easy. Second phase is a bit of a pain. Third phase, I don't exactly have the equipment that I'd like for it. I suppose I do have the fan. It's the terror aspect though. How much of that stuff do I have? Oh no, I do have the model purple gold. Maybe I can do this then. Excuse me. Alright, cool. We'll initiate the trigger. We'll see how we go against the True Monk. And then after that, we might be pretty close to ending the stream. Alright, so we are traveling to the Ashina Depths. And we are traveling to the Wedding Cave door. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's go. Okay, so this is the Wedding Palanquin. This is what takes us to Fountainhead Palace. And if you look up, you can actually see a prayer rope dangling off the side of the hole there. That's actually pretty important. So we'll enter here and we'll ascend to Fountainhead. 90% sure I have no extra side quests to do, because once I do this, the entire state of the world changes. Is there anything of importance that I need to worry about? I don't think so. I mean, I've got everything that I think I need. Alright, let's do this. Let's fight the True Monk. We'll reach Fountainhead, and then we'll probably end the stream. Alright. And so we ascend to Fountainhead Palace. And we've almost arrived. Which is pretty cool. Okay, so we've now finally reached Fountainhead Palace, but is protected by a guardian, the true monk. And we've already fought a version of her before. Before we entered the wedding cave door, we fought the corrupted monk. And now that we're here at Fountainhead Palace, we get to fight the true version of her. So what we're going to do is we're going to equip the loader umbrella, because it will become very, very handy for this fight. And as you can see, we are now far above Ashina. So what we'll do is we will very safely run our way across here. We'll drop down here, grab this item. Okay, so we'll pop up here, we'll save here, and now we have a fight just across this way. So we will rest up. Now, I said it before with the Allfather fight, I haven't really fought this boss in quite some time, and I'm not sure how it's going to go. I think the first phase will be okay. The second phase might be a bit rough, but the third phase should be not an overly struggle. Or I might die a bunch, and I know I've said that with every other boss since this playthrough started. So it'll either go really well or it won't. So let's get stuck in. I've got to try not to bump my green screen. Last time I did that, I broke a monitor. Don't really want to relive that. Okay, let's do this. Hello. Here we go. Oh, that was a sweep. First phase done. Let's get up here. It's not exactly how I wanted to end the second phase. That's fine. I'll survive. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Ow. Okay. Alright, second phase down. Alright, we're doing good. We're okay. We're okay. So fast. ahead so quick. No maggots, please. We're doing okay. Ow. Actually, that's not too bad. Great. So fast. Thanks. Oh, no. Heal up. We're good. Ow. No, we're not good. We're not good. Alright, that's fine. I'll res. Oof, with the parries. Yikes. Nope. We're good. Oh, almost got the bridge down. Oh. Alright, we're good. That was a sweep. Yeah. That was another sweep. First try. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Victory. Nice. Immortality 7. We've received the memory of the true monk. The battle memory of an extraordinary foe, lingering in the mind of the wolf. Commune with a sculptor's idol and confront memories of battle to permanently increase attack power. The corrupted monk guarded the bridge leading to the Fountainhead Palace. And the Dragon Tallies board. A tally board carved from a large piece of jade. Possessing this increases the stocks that can be purchased in a merchant shop. Such tally board is a highly prized merchant class. Is highly prized by the merchant class. Old custom dictates that those of the dragon rank are recognized as supreme merchants by the Imperial Palace and should be given the best possible treatment. Alright, cool. Get another couple of skill points. Almost. We will save up. We'll use the memory. And we are almost done for today's stream. So we're going to enhance attack power. We are going to get the True Monk's memory. Confront memory, True Monk. Remnant, True Monk. The battle memory, of an extraordinary foe. Although distant, recollection of such a memory provided sustenance for the wolf. The corrupted monk was among the infested, standing over the Fountainhead Palace. Indeed, immortality would seem a fitting quality for eternal watcher of the palace. Her true name is Priestess Yao. We'll get a power attack increase. And we reached Fountainhead Palace. Our destination is the peak, where the divine dragon dwells. And between us and them, we have the many denizens of the divine realm. As you can see, the water of the Fountainhead falls down upon Ashina. But that is for another stream. So we're going to save up and finish up for the night. Alrighty. Well, I want to thank you all for coming. I'm sorry that the stream got pushed back. Unfortunately, personal events conspired to make sure that didn't happen on Wednesday. But we did make it to Fountainhead. And the next stream, we will explore Fountainhead. We will fight all the mini-bosses. We can show you the fun mechanic of many of the foes. And then we should reach the peak and defeat the Divine Dragon. It also means that my scheduled Hitman stream may get pushed back again. It is kind of a placeholder though, in the event that this particular playthrough doesn't finish when I plan. And it will be used as a bit of a buffer between me finishing this and moving on to Stellar Blade during March. The end of March, because we're in the beginning still, right? Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming, all the viewers that decided to stick around. Your support means a lot. It means everything. It really does. And I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't have this amazing group of supporters. And I want to thank you all. Hopefully at some point I won't oversell a boss and I won't defeat it first try, but I can't make any promises. Anyway, that's me done for the night. I want to thank you all once again, and everybody stay shiny, and I will see you all next time.